Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're looking at what's coming up for you. What's coming up next for you? What do you need to know about this time ahead? I'm not revealing the cards today. I know I usually do, but I was kind of instructed from Spirit to leave them upside down so that you're not prejudging the situation or what you want to know, and leave it up to Spirit to tell you based on which group you feel called to. That said, if you get into a reading and you know it's not for you, just change. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes wires get crossed. Also, if you get into the reading and it's helpful, but you want to know more on a personal level, you want to know more about your life and your situation, you can book a private reading with me. You can go to my website, pink22tarot.com, and book a reading there, and it will be just for you, specific to your situation. All right, so you've got 3 cards, 3 readings. All you have to do is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, today we're going to take a look at what is coming up for you. What's coming up next? What do you have to look forward to? It could be in any area of your life. We'll find out as we get into the reading. Your initial card is why. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get into that in a second, but let's get your other cards down. I've got Lenormand cards and tarot cards here for you. Okay. The first card is Mountain. And then we have the Rider. Okay, and your tarot. You have the Ace of Swords. Okay. The Five of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, hopefully you can see all those. Give me just a sec. I just want to take the cards in. I like to listen for some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk about everything that's going on here, okay? So hold on one sec, y'all. They're letting me know that you have been actually going through a process of change. You've been dealing with some obstacles and some challenges, some roadblocks, even in some cases, where you're trying to do something, and you've been hitting up against a wall in a way, and you're trying to figure out why. You're trying to figure out what you need to do differently, what you need to do next, where things are headed, why have things slowed down or have not progressed the way they have. They're telling me that this time ahead is bringing a breakthrough for you. It's bringing a breakthrough for you. First and foremost, it's bringing a breakthrough of answers. So you've been wondering why, you've been wondering what's going on, you've been wondering what you're doing wrong or what you need to do differently. That is going to come to you. You're going to start getting answers to those questions. And then you're going to start taking action on those answers. And that's when the breakthrough happens. You get an initial internal breakthrough for yourself, where you go, that's what it is. And then it's an external breakthrough where once you've done whatever it is you figure out you need to do, the results start coming in. Things start to change for you. So it's a really transformative time for you coming up. All right, so your initial card, the Why, does kind of explain what's coming in for you. You've been wondering, you've been looking for answers, you've been trying to get some clarity on what you need to do or shouldn't be doing, whatever it is in your situation, why things haven't been progressing the way you like, or what you should be doing next. You've been asking those questions, you've been looking for answers externally and internally, and those questions will be answered soon. You're going to find new inspiration, new messages, signs that come in. It will come in different ways for different people. I'm even getting dreams. Look at your dreams if you remember them in the morning. They may give you clues. You've probably been getting some clues for a while now, but you're approaching a time now where those clues, those moments of inspiration, those signs suddenly start to make sense, where maybe they didn't before. They didn't quite connect before, they will now. All right, so looking at your Lenormand cards, you've got the Mountain followed by the Rider. So yeah, you're in a challenging place right now where everything feels uphill, everything feels like a challenge. It feels like, you take one step and, rocks start falling down and you slip backwards and then you got to climb up again. And it really is this kind of Sisyphus sort of motion where you're pushing something uphill and then it rolls back down. But that challenge is not going to last. Again, you're going to have this inner breakthrough where you're going to go, oh, that's what I need to do. And it's going to feel like a relief. It's going to feel like a release. It's going to feel like a bit of an aha moment. And that's when everything changes. You get this information. The Rider represents messages coming in some cases. And so you will be getting messages in different forms based on who you are and how you get signs from the universe or how you process information from nothing. You know what I mean? Whether it's from your dreams, it's songs on the radio, maybe you even just get inspiration while you're sitting on the sofa. Could be anything, but I am getting that in this time ahead, part of you will be paying closer attention, but also part of you will be ready to accept the information when it comes in, because it doesn't feel like very new information. It feels like this is something that has been coming to you for a while, but either you haven't been quite listening or paying attention, or you just weren't ready to accept it yet. But the Rider also represents movement. This is you moving forward. This is you taking action on this information. This is you finally breaking through and making progress, right? Getting past that, that mountain, getting to the other side where you can see better. You have a bit more clarity, and things move more quickly, more easily. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. All right, so looking at your tarot cards, your first card is the Ace of Swords, and it does start internally for you. If you notice this girl in the card, she has this spiral in her brain and this light that is shining, into her head. This is what they're giving me is this is signs, messages, synchronicities. It's information that's coming from whatever you believe, the universe, source, God, your angels, your spirit guides. It's coming from a place of inspiration to you in ways that in ways that you have gotten in the past and some ways you haven't. But regardless of where you get this inspiration, the wheel starts to click. The gears start to connect, if that makes sense. They're even giving me, some of you will see a billboard that will say something, and it might be for an irrelevant product or service or something, but the message on it will click. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Messages will come in all different forms. You can watch for them. They're saying it's okay to watch for them. It's okay to look for them. Your gut will tell you when it's right. And you'll also recognize that these are messages you've gotten before. It's information you've gotten before that maybe you've ignored or just kind of went, that's not important. You're suddenly going to realize, maybe that is important. All right, so your next card is the Five of Pentacles reversed. So this is when your challenges start to fade away. They start to ease up. You stop feeling quite so victimized by circumstance. victimized by the universe. You stop feeling like the world is against you. And you start to realize that things are going to get better. You may not quite have proof yet. You may have no evidence that things are going to get better. But as you start to take action on the information you get, you realize in your gut that this is the answer. This is what you needed to do or not do. This is what was missing. And very quickly, you're going to see that things come together. With this Seven of Pentacles in reversed, you're not waiting anymore. You're not waiting, hoping, watching the watching the plant grow, hoping someday it bears some fruit. This is the fruit coming in. This is you getting your reward. This is you getting your just due. This is you getting what you've been hoping for, wanting, working toward, but have been missing the mark in some way because there was something else you either needed to do or not do. There was something missing. And you needed to get to the point where you were ready to take this action. And for all of you, it's going to be different. I can't give it to you. You're meant to get that yourself because they're not giving me the information. They're just telling me you're going to get signs, symbols, synchronicities, messages from different places. And when it catches your eye, pay attention. When something just strikes you out of the blue and the message sort of makes you go, whoa, okay, that's weird, typically means something. If you see like on the clock or different places, you see synchronistic numbers, repeating numbers, that kind of thing. Pay attention to what you're thinking about or what's around you, because there may be a message around you that they want you to get at that moment. That's why that, repeating number showed up. You noticed it. Okay, what else are you supposed to notice? Look around, check out your environment. What were you thinking about? What were you just looking at before you looked at the clock? That kind of thing. This is where you're going to start getting some real good solid hints from the universe. Nobody's going to just hand you a letter and go, this is what you need to do. It's not really how it works. But you will get messages. And if you're watching this video, if you are drawn to this video, they're telling me these are now messages you're not going to miss. You can receive them, accept them, acknowledge them, and still choose not to do anything about it. That's completely up to you. But you won't miss them. You'll know it when you see it. So, all right, group one, I hope that helps. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what it is you're working on, what you've been struggling with. Maybe let me know what signs you've gotten, what you think it might be. I love hearing your stories. I love reading your comments, and I do read every single one. And of course, if the reading resonated, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Lets me know that our energies are connecting and that the video was valuable in some way to you. It will also help future readings resonate even more because our energies get more and more connected the more you interact. So thank you so much for being here, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're taking a look at what is coming up next for you. This could be in any area of your life. We'll find out as we get into the cards, but it's what's coming for you. So your initial card is Imagine. Imagine. I'll leave that there for now. Let's get some other cards up. I've got Lenormand cards and tarot cards for you. Your first card is Garden. And then we have Crossroads. Right. Let's get some tarot down and then we'll jump into your reading. First card is the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have the Four of Cups. And finally, we have the Page of Swords. Okay. All right, y'all, let me just take these cards in. Give me a second to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so bear with me one sec, y'all. They're telling you first and foremost that this is going to be a very creative time for you. Whether or not you're in a creative field doesn't matter. Creativity can come in many different ways. Yes, it can come in the typical ways, artistically creative, or music, writing. But for others of you, it isn't a creative field, or what would typically be called a creative endeavor, but creative thinking, creative problem solving, creative ideas about other, different areas of your life. But they're talking about creating a new reality as well by starting with your imagination and manifesting that into reality. Let me get a little more information because that feels a bit vague to me. Hold on. They're telling me you're stepping into a bit of an unknown kind of period. I'm trying to understand why. They're saying right now you have a world of possibilities in front of you, and you may or may not realize that. It could be for some of you that you're actually feeling kind of stuck. For others of you, you may be feeling a bit lost, like you don't know what you want to do next. In some area of your life, or you don't know where something is headed. To me, it feels a bit empty, where you want it to create something new in your life. Now, this could be in your home life, your work life, your relationships. You want to spark something up, but you don't know how. That's what I'm getting. It feels like it's lacking a bit of excitement. It's lacking a bit of inspiration. Yeah, you're just in a place in your life right now where you don't know what's next. You don't know what's coming next, number one, which might be why you're at this reading, but also you don't even know really what you want. That makes sense. Like, you may have ideas of some things you want, but if you're struggling with knowing exactly what you want this next phase of your life or this next chapter to look like, then this reading really is for you, because they're giving me that that's where you are now. And your imagination, your ability to visualize, your ability to consider different scenarios in depth, in living color, kind of, you're going to find that you're able to move into this next phase of your life much more easily. They're saying you haven't imagined it yet. And you don't have to imagine all of the details, but they're encouraging you to consider different scenarios and make them as wild as you want them to be. They don't have to be realistic at all. Brainstorm ideas. When I used to work in corporate marketing, and I had to brainstorm an idea for an ad or a headline or whatever it may be, most people would, jot down the first 5 or 6 ideas that came to them. I would insist on myself. I would make myself come up with a minimum of 100 ideas. Because when you get past the first 10 or so, you've gotten all the obvious things out of the way, and then you start to get much more creative. You start to think outside the box. You start to think a little more wildly. And yes, some of those things that you may imagine, that you may brainstorm, may be completely unrealistic, but it gets your brain stretching in a way that it hasn't been doing lately, in a way that you haven't been encouraging your brain to work lately. So if you're wondering, Maybe you're wondering where you want to move to next. Maybe you're wondering, you know, you're wondering about a career change and what that might look like. If you're wondering about, I'd really like to make some friends, but how do I do that? How do I come up with a hobby? Who knows? Whatever it is where you're feeling like something feels empty, something feels like an empty bowl that you need to put something in it, but you don't know what to put in it. There's an area of your life that must feel that way a little bit. And I hope that's not too weird to understand. um, what I'm getting is brainstorm ideas. Jot down 100 and don't settle for 99. Nothing less than 100. Come up with 100 ideas, and they can be as wild and crazy as you want them to be, but somewhere in that 100 will be a nugget of gold that will take you to the next stage of your life. It won't come immediately. It won't be in the first 10 or 15, but get those out of the way. Get the obvious ones out of the way, and then allow yourself to play. Allow your imagination to stretch and exercise a little. Okay, that's what they're giving me. So, oh, my lavender. Okay, so yeah, your first card is Imagine. And that's exactly what they're giving me. They're giving me, and if you can see on this card, the way the sun rays just stretch up into the sky, that's how they're showing me you using your imagination, stretching well beyond what you've been allowing yourself to imagine lately. We live in a very realistic world where we're not encouraged to think, fantastically. We're not encouraged to be a very, very imaginative thinker in most cases, right? Because everyone wants us to be grounded and down to earth and focus on what's realistic. But there is something here that can be done that is realistic for you, but is well beyond anything you've been imagining. And that's where this brainstorming, that's where this Imagine card comes in. All right, your Lenormand cards here, we have the Garden and the Crossroads. Now, let me just hear what they want to say about the Garden. They're saying right now that you may be like in a social situation or a work situation or even in your family, you may be asking others, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And there's nothing wrong with that. But they're telling me that this is limiting your ability to perceive your next big idea. It's limiting you because people in your life will only respond to things that feel very grounded and realistic. But if you notice on this garden card, these are all children in the garden, and they're all actually playing by themselves. And that's where you're going to find the fruit here, the fun fruit of your brainstorming session. Get outdoors if you can, but brainstorm on your own. Act a bit like a child in this exercise. Give it a try. I know you might be going, oh, come on, I'm not going to do that. Actually, if you're thinking that, you probably already shut the video off. But this is coming to you for a reason. So give it a try. What does it hurt? Because your inspiration lies in your imagination, in your ability to imagine something or imagine scenarios that you haven't considered yet. And then we move into the crossroads, which is you actually changing directions. That's what they just gave me. You changing directions in some way. So you thought you were on one path. Felt a bit empty, feels a bit dark, right? You don't really know what's down there. You don't really know if you want to go there. You know what I mean? This is kind of where you are now. But all of a sudden, after you've done this brainstorming, after you've allowed your imagination to play, a new path opens up and it's very sunny and bright and vibrant. And all of a sudden, it feels very good and very right. I love that. I love that energy for you. All right, so your tarot cards. You start with the Knight of Pentacles. Again, they're giving me there's something that you want. There's something you're willing to pursue. You're willing to do whatever you need to do, to get something in your life, whatever that may be. But you don't know where to get it. And they're showing me here with all these pentacles that these are all the ideas that you're coming up with. You're going to come up with lots of ideas, lots of vibrant colors. They may be very good ideas, but you're walking away with just one. You're moving forward with the one big idea that you come up with. And it will feel right. You'll know it. You'll know it. You'll look back over your list and you'll cross off, ones that don't inspire you. You'll cross off the extra crazy ones probably, but there'll be something there that you wouldn't have thought of before. And it will be further down on your list, probably somewhere after 50. And it will get you really excited, really excited. And that's where you have this Four of Cups energy coming in. It's where you move from feeling disappointed, lost, empty, right? She's got 3 empty cups here and everything just feels kind of blah. But on the other side, you've got this beautiful prism of color, this rainbow of color coming down and filling this 4th cup. That's where the magic is. It's right there behind you. It's right on the other side of disappointment, like lackluster inspiration, lacking motivation, lacking any ideas of what to do or where to go next, right? On the other side of that is you finding that nugget of gold. And then you move into the Page of Swords, and this is you pursuing it. It's you going after it. It's you learning more about whatever this idea is you have. It's you moving forward I'm going to say in a childlike way, not that it's childish or immature, but just in a way that feels very innocent and optimistic. Like you've taken that rational, realistic, logical piece of your brain and just set it aside for a bit. And you've allowed yourself to play and to imagine and to come up with new ideas. And when you find the one that sparks you, it is like, she's holding all these light bulbs and it does like light her up. And she wants to know more. She wants to go after it. And there is this innocent optimism about it because you just kind of know it's right. It's the right thing. So don't second guess it. I know you didn't come here to get homework, but you were drawn to this message for a reason. So I hope you'll do it. I hope you will. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you did it. Let me know if you think it's total BS. That's okay too. I give what I get, so I hope it means something to you. If it resonated, if it helped in any way, please give the video a thumbs up. It lets me know that our energies are connecting. It lets me know that these messages and readings I'm putting out are valuable to you in some way. And it also will help future readings resonate more as well. So I hope you do that for your sake and for mine. So thank you so much. And thanks for being here, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're taking a look at what's coming up for you, what's coming up next. And this could be in any area of your life. We'll know as we get into the cards, or you will know, hopefully. Your initial card is the Observer. Observer. Take a look at that. Okay, set that there for now and get some more cards down for you. I've got Lenormand cards and tarot here for you today. Don't usually take jumper cards, but if one jumps out, I do ask. Otherwise, they just tell me when to stop. Okay. All right. Your first card is the Rider. And then the Clover. And let's get some tarot. we have the Nine of Cups reversed. The King of Pentacles reversed. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here, okay? So bear with me one sec while I listen. The first thing they're telling me is that you're going to be asking yourself some hard questions in this time ahead. Whether you want this, whether you don't want that, should you stay, should you go, should you give something a try or back away from it? It's like you're weighing your options. You are considering, yes, no, stay, go, that sort of thing about something in your life. There's something that you may have been wondering for a while now, but it's coming to the forefront very quickly for you, where it's not that you have to make a decision, but it's starting to feel like you want to make a decision here. You want to finally say yes or no to something, or like I said, stay or go. This could be in a relationship, whether you've been wondering whether you should stay or go in a relationship, or a job. It could be, should you pursue a new business, yes or no, that kind of thing. Whatever it is for you in your life, the time for debating and waiting and contemplating is nearly over. You're gonna start to feel this inner nudge to make up your mind and to either go forward or not. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Let's jump into the cards. Your first card is the Observer. They're telling me you've been kind of waiting for a while, and I notice on this card that there is a fox here. And what foxes do when they're waiting for their prey, they sit and they wait, kind of unseen. They don't make a move until they know. They're very cunning, they're very clever. They don't make a move until they know it's the right time. And what I'm getting from this is that this is sort of how you have been approaching this situation in your life. You've been watching and waiting for the right time, until you knew the answer. Maybe you're still struggling with what the answer should be, or waiting, like I said, waiting for the right time to do something. Again, they're saying that time of just sitting back, watching and waiting is nearly over. Not because it has to be, but because you're going to finally want to make a decision. Okay? All right, so your Lenormand cards, you have the Rider and the Clover. Just hear what they want to say. Hold on one second. Okay, they're talking about this Rider. The Rider he can be a messenger. It's also about movement. And this is a time when you're going to decide, stay or go. Move forward, don't move forward. The answer isn't going to be handed to you. No one's going to tell you. You have to make up your own mind. And you maybe have been struggling with this for a while, just not knowing what the answer should be. But it will come to you. It will come to you. As you start to approach a time that is, they're giving me, it's a fortunate time to make this decision. Even if it's a difficult decision, even if it's a decision to leave a job or, leave a relationship. This Clover represents a time of a brief period of time where luck comes your way, where you understand your own good fortune, when you're grateful for what you have, but you also understand that you have a choice in different areas of your life, and it will feel like the right time to make this decision. Spirit's telling me you can't make a wrong decision. Life is all about making decisions. It's all about choosing yes, no, stay, go, door number one, door number two. What's meant for you will always be there for you. So if you in air quotes choose wrong, it will come back around. So you're not going to choose the wrong thing, but for whatever reason you've been wavering on what to do, and the time is coming up soon when you'll know it's the right time to make a choice, and everything will be okay. They're telling me everything will be okay. All right, so your first tarot card here is the Nine of Cups reversed. This is sort of where you are now. You don't know. It's like one minute the answer is A, and the next minute the answer is B. And you're struggling to even know what to wish for because you're not sure what the right answer is. You don't want to make a mistake. And so you're sort of avoiding the question to some extent. But then you move into this King of Pentacles energy, and this is you getting out of your comfort zone, getting up, literally or metaphorically, getting up, making a decision. You've kind of been sitting on it. If you notice, this King of Pentacles is sitting there. He's very comfortable. He's probably been there for a very long time. Even the dog has gotten comfortable next to him. You've gotten a bit comfortable in the waiting. But it's time now for him to get up. It's time now for you to get up and make a choice. Again, they're impressing this on my mind here. It's not because you have to make a choice right now. So please know you have free will. It's not that you have to make a choice right now, but you're going to feel this inner urge to do so. And you're going to know it's the right time to do so. All right, and then you move into the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Well, I just want to hear, oh, okay. They're telling me, for some of you, this may be a difficult decision that someone else in your life may not appreciate, may not enjoy. For some of you, not all of you. But they're showing me that you will have the strength and the compassion and the ability to break that news in a way that hurts them or frustrates them or upsets them as little as possible. For others of you, you're making more of a decision that feels more positive, right? You're choosing, and I'm putting positive and negative, in my own terms, but you have to, you know what it feels like to you. But for example, you decide to stay in a relationship, stay in a job. Is that positive or negative? I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe stay in the apartment you're in or the home you're in rather than move on to a different one. You're going to be making a decision that feels like you're not hurting anyone else, that you're not upsetting anyone else in the process. As long as you are making the decision for your own good and it's coming from your heart, not because of someone else, but because it's what you want, then all will be well. But if you're making the decision strictly because you don't want to hurt someone else, you'll continue to struggle with it. That's what they're giving me. You'll continue to feel a bit uncomfortable with the answer. Not that it's right or wrong, but your heart has to be in it. I am getting that your heart will know. The Queen of Pentacles, sometimes she can be a little bit lacking in emotion. She can be a little bit strict and set in her ways, much like the King of Pentacles. She's a little bit more of a doer than a feeler. But with her in reverse, you really are going into your heart space and you're making that decision based on your own needs and wants, not so much the needs and wants of someone else. Not that it's not nice to be compassionate for other people, but it's important, whatever this decision is, it's important that you choose for yourself based on your own needs and your own desires and what your own heart is telling you. That's when you can't make a mistake, you know? All right. All right, group three. That's all they're giving me, but I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of some insight into what to expect soon, and maybe get you up, get you moving, ready to make that choice that's lying ahead of you. If the reading resonated, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. It helps me know that our energies are connecting. It will help future readings resonate with you more. The more you interact with the channel and the videos, the more our energies are connected. It also lets me know that you think that there's some value in these readings that I put out. So I appreciate that. Feel free to drop me a comment down below. Let me know what it is you're choosing. What's your dilemma? I would love to hear, and I will always offer advice if I have it to give, any insight that comes to me from spirit. But otherwise, I'm just grateful for your comments, and I enjoy connecting with you all. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.